It's lights out and away we go!
Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening from wherever you're listening. And welcome back to the GT UK F1 podcast. I am joined by David.
Hey everyone, how are we doing?
We
I'm afraid no Alan here today, just the two of us.
didn't get much of a spa day though, did we?
I said that to you, didn't I? I thought I'd like zoned out because I think back and I can't remember a lot. And that's usually not a good sign.
No.
Which is a shame because it's a circuit I love. Even the weather didn't decide to throw us a curveball.
Well, it thought about it. So obviously the usual deal is neither of us actually caught practice, and it's only sort of qualifying in the race.
Yeah, I literally landed home as qualifying started from work. That gives you an idea of how I managed to.
Yeah.
I sort of had to go straight through the door to TV on.
I mean, I'm looking through practice. Obviously, you never take practice as gospel, but Ferraris were looking on it. And that's, I feel sorry for one person that took part in P1 here. And Jack Crawford was actually in for Alonso. Which I missed, because obviously they must have been doing. Jack Crawford was the only sort of rookie. Looking at the
only
list.
ones I was thinking I felt sorry for was Pierre Gasly and Hamilton for both being having the same accident.
But yeah, he was in Alonso's car and completed more laps.
F2 car.
Well, clearly. Completing more laps than Stroll, but Jesus Christ. You know, it's like, I hate the way they don't give you the times anymore for practice. They just give you the gap.
Where are you looking? Because on the actual thing, I have got the times.
What, on the results for practice 1?
Oh, no, sorry, no, I got the gaps, yeah.
It just gives you the gaps. So he was like...
To be fair, he's only half a second off Stroll.
Yeah, but look how far he is from everybody else.
Yes, but if you go into qualifying and look at where the Aston Martins were compared to everybody else...
I know. But then, obviously, Kimi was back on top for practice 2, and obviously... And Alonso didn't do many laps, but he did more than Stroll again. Was it P2 or was it P... Was it practice 2 or practice 3 where Gasly had his smash?
I thought it's either P1 or P2, because Hamilton did it in P3, didn't he?
Yeah. Well, Gasly
I think it might have been P2, because it at least gave them all night to fix the car.
And then Hamilton did it in FP3. I don't know, it's weird how Stroll isn't doing as many laps as Alonso.
Because he has no desire to make the car better.
Does he just give up at this point?
Well, from what I understand, the team pretty much have, haven't they? Because the team are basically now doing next year's car.
Yeah.
This year's a write-off to them, which it's a shame this few races in.
Yeah, but there's no point. The weird thing is with Aston Martin is what's the point in them doing next year's car if the engine's still going to be a pile of shit come next year? You know what I mean? The engines, that's what's letting them down, I think, really, is the engine.
Speaking though of engines being, I mean, I was amazed. It's like good to hear that Norris already having to take additional electrics.
Yeah.
If that means, because I don't know if it's 3 or 4 of them they're allowed for the season. If he's burned through all of them that early in the season, that's not good news.
No. Well, it's because it was Canada won it. No. Wasn't fucking Canada, you dickhead. Canada, did he put himself in the wall? Fighting Oscar? No? Or was that last year? Fuck's sake.
You know, this is the 10th race of the season. Should be the 12th, technically.
It should be the 12th.
But if they've already burnt through their entire allocation of components.
Pretty much.
That's bad news. In my opinion. Maybe I'm wrong, but...
They have for Norris, not for Oscar.
Unless they were just doing our old F1 game trick and putting new ones in, then they've got them for later on in the season.
It's a possibility.
But
That's a possibility.
I don't think this would be a track you'd pick to do that.
Well, usually we used to at Spa.
No, I always used to do it. I used to do it like fucking Monaco because I knew that's where I was shit anyway.
Well, yeah.
I used to literally go into Monaco and put brand new everything in. Rack up like 50 place of grid penalties. So I'm going to start last anyway because in Monaco, I suck at it.
Yeah. So
yeah, it must have been second practice Gasly and then third practice
Hamilton
in the same place, but didn't do quite as much damage to the car.
No. And so, yeah, quali, basically.
Quali.
Oh, hang
the
on.
Aston Martin's 3 seconds off the newest car.
Yeah.
You know, I know it's a long track, but that's still pretty nuts.
Considering it was the Cadillacs.
Yeah.
And it just seemed like Ocon was struggling.
The Williams continues to not look amazing. But to be fair, Behrman's not that. Behrman just made it into Q2, like, so, you know, it's not.
Yeah, but we say that the Williams is not looking amazing, but yeah, Sainz is still managing to try his best with it.
Although he really wasn't happy, was he? So there was radio messages afterwards.
Yeah. And obviously, yeah, James, you know, was saying, you know, we'll try and give you a better car, but it's
it's the first year of new rules, and we seem to have a few teams struggling with that.
Well, yeah. Aston Martin's the engine's just shite.
Yeah.
Williams and that car was looking good towards the end, to near the end of last season. And then everything just kind of gone to shit for him a little bit.
It was like I say, it seems weird when you think Honda in the Red Bull was fine.
Yeah, I know. It's a bit weird. You know, obviously, Alpine seemed to be not bad, and Carla Pinto's
settled. The Merc engine has actually helped
Alpine.
Because it feels like the chassis was always not terrible, but that Renault engine really didn't work. So I think with a proven engine now, which the Mercedes, you've got to give them credit, is a consistently proven, reliable engine, they are showing.
Yeah.
I mean, I've said it before, I actually rate Gasly quite highly as a driver. I think he's got a lot of potential. The trouble is he's already been at Red Bull, so I don't know where his options would be.
Now, Bortoletto's performance in Q1, he settled a bit more now, I think. Do you not think?
Yeah, he's definitely getting into it. The Audi team in general, actually, are producing solid, considering where they are. I think the results are solid. I think they'll be taking a lot of positivity out of this.
They've got like I said, they got a good lineup.
You know, but
I don't think putting another young driver alongside Bortoletto at this point, like said next season.
No,
I don't think it would do Audi any favors. I think keeping these two.
Yeah, Hulkenberg's probably one of the most experienced drivers, especially in terms of different cars on the grid. Let's be honest.
Yeah, Mr. Super Sub.
Yeah, so keeping him around for development purposes alone's got to be worth
Yeah. I mean,
whatever he's asking. And yeah, Bortoletto's, let's be honest, he's got Fernando as his manager. He's in a great
Yeah.
position. So keeping that's a potential great lineup in years to come.
Now,
And if Audi are determined, and let's be honest, Audi and racing in general have a history of making it work.
yeah.
Endurance, rallying, hell, touring cars. They rocked up with Quattro in the mid-90s and just blew everyone out of the fucking water.
Yeah, it seemed like Lawson had an okay qualifying.
I love listening to you try and not give Lawson praise. It's absolutely wonderful.
But I mean, it must have rubbed a bit of salt in the wounds for the fact that Lindblad's performance.
You know what? Lindblad, maybe not next year, maybe year after in the main car alongside
Isaac, maybe?
Isaac. Why did Hadjar's name blank for a second there?
If Max
I still don't.
disappears. If it's to be believed.
I'm struggling to see what's keeping him around at the moment, I'm honest, besides paychecks.
Well, yeah, he's not gonna.
Like I say,
he won't got McLaren.
he'll leave F1. If he leaves Red Bull, he'll leave F1.
Oh yeah, he'll just go
he's got
endurance.
he'll go endurance racing. He'll go sim racing. Because I guarantee you now, Red Bull will keep sponsoring him
Oh yeah,
because he's performing. So Red Bull are going to keep their hand in with him and say, if you were Red Bull, you've got him on your books.
yeah.
You wheel him out for Festival of Speed and you take him to a couple of big Grand Prix and pay him a bit of money to go and rag something up Goodwood.
He'd enjoy that probably.
Well, that's what I'm saying, and he'd love that. And while Lily's growing up, it puts him at home with the family.
Yeah, and that's the thing.
I mean, I think all of us, if we were given that kind of option, we can take it.
Oh yeah.
He can go sim racing from his back bedroom.
Yep.
So unless he's going to see out this season, I don't think he's the kind of person to walk mid-season.
No.
I think he'd see that as leaving something on the table. So I think he'll see out this season.
The thing is, the Red Bull's not a total piece of shit. The Red Bull's not. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but it's not.
It's not up
Would
there.
you put it third best, or would you put it fourth? Probably third, actually. I think knock for knock, I think they're outdoing McLaren right now.
In terms of points, they're not. You know how the constructors
in terms of overall
but
car performance,
I think say Red Bull are outdoing.
I would put more
point
money on a Max Verstappen in a Red Bull than a Norris or a Piastri in a McLaren. Week in, week out.
Yeah. Because
at the moment, Mercedes and Ferrari are another step ahead.
Yeah, pretty much.
Now, it's funny, I said you can go back years in this podcast, and I've said new regulations favour manufacturer teams.
Yeah.
What are both Ferrari and Mercedes?
Manufacturers.
I've said it for years, and it's right. Whenever we get a new engine, it's always the factory manufacturer teams that come out fighting first. Because they understand it from the word go, whereas McLaren have been handed this engine and been told, here you go, this is yours. Don't get me wrong, they've got the same engine. They're not. Mercedes aren't allowed to play favourites. The engine is the same. But Mercedes understand it better because their engineers have actually built it.
Yeah.
Not just received it in a crate and put it together.
I mean, don't get me wrong, Lando outperformed Piastri.
Piastri seems to have been knocked a little bit, doesn't he? Piastri just doesn't seem quite on it.
But
I think honestly, Lando's got the support of having the number one on his car. He's got that little ego boost that comes with. No, but that's why, to me, he's currently the stronger candidate because he's got that little ego boost that comes from that number one on the front.
Yeah, but he's still just, still shows sign of weakness when things don't go his way.
I've always said, haven't I? And I'd try and think of how to word this that isn't nasty. Not nasty, but isn't. He plays his emotion a little too much at times.
Yeah.
There's a couple of Russell can be as bad, to be fair. They kind of
Come on to that
you,
one.
you compare that to the likes of Max.
Max just doesn't give.
Go back to the all-time great Kimi Raikkonen. That is, and emotion just doesn't, because you can't. Because unfortunately, you've got to be able to block that out.
Timmy was just a man of few words.
Yeah.
Unless he was shouting at somebody for giving him a fucking steering wheel.
Did you see? I think it was just before the grid walk. They did a piece on Martin's grid walks.
Behind the scenes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And at one point, it got to the famous Kimi Raikkonen. I was having a shit.
Yeah.
They bleeped the S word there, which they didn't when it went out live. But yeah, the old classic. You just missed Pele. I was having a shit.
Yeah.
I was like, one of those things.
Like I say, he was a man of few words, but when he did speak,
He made him count.
Yes.
But yeah, that's like saying, as you say with Russell, it's just
I
at the
don't
moment,
know.
people sometimes I think it's not a bad thing, but it's you would never have seen Schumacher or dare I say even Hamilton getting as worked up about things.
Hamilton, yeah, I would say so.
Maybe in later years, I'll be honest, but when he was winning championships, he really wasn't.
No, because it was going his way.
You've got to have a. Told you, I always remember there's a great story, and ironically, it's related to Spa, told by David Coulthard. Back from, it was the 96 race, wasn't it, where Schumacher slammed into the back of him when he was lapping him, ripped the front corner off the car. He said, if you're fairly new to F1, by the way, look this up. That 96 race was crazy in general. Coulthard caused 2 major accidents that race.
Was that not the?
It was the same race.
Was that the one where Schumacher was going to lamp him?
Yeah. Schumacher goes running down the pit lane to lamp him one. Now, number one, you're picking on a Scotsman, which is always a brave thing. A Scotsman wearing a crash helmet.
Yeah.
But Coulthard tells the story where they're both dragged into the steward's office afterwards. And they're talking away, they give the start events, and Coulthard turns to Michael and goes, Michael, have you ever been wrong? Schumacher pauses for a second, thinks, and then goes, not that I can recall.
Yeah.
And Coulthard said at that moment he understood the mentality of a multiple world champion.
Yeah.
You've got to have that belief to the point of arrogance.
But the difference is the way what you saw of Schumacher away from the track. He was totally different.
But he was like Kimi.
He's a totally different guy.
He was like Kimi, but luckily in his day, the media coverage wasn't the same.
No.
He could get away from racing.
Yeah.
Go back to the chateau they had in Germany, the big farm, and get away from it all. They can't anymore. With social media and shit, that's not as possible.
No. I mean, you got to think.
Schumacher hated the publicity. He loved racing, hated the publicity.
He was a very private person.
Yeah.
But there was a picture, and I'll quote it. There's a picture there of a young Max with Schumacher. And it's like...
Well, it's like the one that always surfaces of... Was it Russell with Hamilton or something like that?
Yeah.
And Russell's about freaking 8 at the time or something stupid like that.
Yeah. And then there's like the young Leclerc and...
Yeah.
And what was the other one? Who was it recently recreated from when he was young? Was it Hadjar or was it Lindblad? One of them at could have been Lindblad at Silverstone. That he ended up recreating the same iconic picture, basically stood where he was stood when he was young. And it's just like, it's crazy to think, you've got at the moment, you've got a 19-year-old. Is he 19? Leading the World Drivers' Championship.
I know. We are well on track for the youngest ever world champion.
if Kimi can keep his head together.
I said we're well on track. I didn't say it's happening. I said we're well on track.
But the problem is, I didn't think much of Kimi at the beginning, and I will hold my hands up. I didn't think much after the little incident at Monza.
Well, did I not say? I said I reckoned it was too early in going to the main team, and I will stand by and say I was wrong. I will literally stand by and say, yeah, I was wrong on that one.
You know, he's had his knockbacks.
Doesn't happen very often.
Yeah. You know, he's had his knockbacks. He's had his.
Well, I said, didn't I, after Barcelona and that?
Yeah.
We'll learn a lot about him. And I think this weekend we did.
Yeah.
But shall we get back on topic?
Well, yeah. I mean, you know, it's like we say, qualifying, usual suspects.
Yeah. Not quite the 2x2x2x2 that I would enjoy so much.
No, not quite. But
Aston Martin's two Cadillacs are Haas and Williams out in Q1. Haas, Williams, Audi, two Alpines, and a Racing Bull.
And then obviously, Hadjar had penalties coming his way anyway.
Hadjar had penalties. There was quite a few actually got penalties by the start of the race.
Norris.
Alonso and Alonso, why not at this point? Stroll, Sainz, and Norris.
Yeah. Well, Sainz was after qualifying. But, you know, to be fair, Hadjar, he played the team game. He helped Max.
Yeah. Didn't actually set a lap in Q3, but both times came out just to basically act as a windbreak
for Max.
The second one, was he a little too close?
Yeah, a little bit.
Because Max ended up having to overtake him into the... I don't want to call it the bus stop because it's not the proper bus stop, but...
The final corner.
What we now know as the bus stop chicane, whereas the proper bus stop was an amazing corner.
But, you know, I thought, oh, fuck, Norris is on pole. You know, in Q3, I thought Norris is on pole.
I was thinking more Max. Max was actually on it fairly well. He was pulling results out.
He was. And then a certain Kimi Antonelli came along.
Yeah.
The problem is, that's, as I keep saying, Kimi, when he is just on another fucking level with some of these laps that he can pull out of his ass.
But, the difference between him and somebody like Charles Leclerc, who always used to be really good at pulling this one lap out, is Kimi can also replicate it over 40 laps, 50 laps.
Yeah.
Whereas, say, the likes of Charles, unfortunately, had a tendency to be a bit of a one-lap wonder.
Well, yeah.
Russell as well was known as Mr. Saturday at one point, wasn't he?
He was known as Mr. Saturday and Mr. Consistent, but he's lost that. I think Russell's can't put... We'll come on to that. Wholly on Russell here, but I think Russell, I think Russell's cracking.
Yeah.
I think he can't handle the fact that, you know, this young...
Told you. What I said before.
This young
when he heard
coming,
Hamilton was leaving, I think he thought that was him now. He was going to be the team, was going to be his. And Kimi's come in
and just fucking
overthrown him.
Wipe the floor with him.
Now, the trouble is that happens in teams. That's happened in the past in teams. Some drivers can accept they're the second driver.
Apart from if you're McLaren, you try and put both your drivers at number one, and look how that fucking turns out.
Yeah. You know, once again, go back to the Schumacher era. You had the likes of Massa, Barrichello, Fisichella, all accepted they're playing second fiddle to the great man over there.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, they had to, because every driver has to get out on that grid thinking they can win.
Oh, yeah.
If you don't think you can win, you do not belong on that grid.
No.
But sometimes you've also got to be able to not let it grind you down when week after week after week you don't. I've said it, there's an amazing sort of learning curve in F1 that I've watched so many times where your young lads go through F3, go through F2. Probably to get in F1, you probably have to win them both. Or you have to show good pace.
Hmm.
A lot of you young lads, they win Formula 3, win the championship, maybe win a couple. They win Formula 2.
Yeah.
They're the best. They come into F1.
Whole different ballgame.
You're suddenly playing in the big boys' playpen. And you're probably not number one anymore.
No.
And it's
But-
amazing watching that reset.
Yeah. But the likes of, Kimmy going from F2 to F1.
Piastri did it last year and actually came to it. And yeah, the car you get in helps.
Yeah.
You can never expect Colapinto to come in and think, I'm going to be the best, because, heck, if he dragged that Alpine to anything good, there'd be an investigation.
Pretty much.
We'd think Briatore was up to shit again.
Yeah.
But,
it's-
Piastri did it, Antonelli's done it. They've actually managed to come up and get knuckled in. And it's great. To me, it's so good for the future of the sport.
Yeah, but just the McLaren's a bit of a dog. A bit. Not a total dog, but it's a bit of a dog.
It seems to be struggling. They seem to be lacking out and out pace, which, like I say, manufacturer teams.
Mm.
Next year will be a bit more. I think they'll get closer because they'll have had a year to understand what's going on.
Yeah.
Assuming
But-
the FIA don't mess around with the formula too much, which I don't think they will. 'Cause I think we'll have this confirmed.
28.
Yeah.
I think it's either 28 or 30.
So so they're going to have a couple of years to get their eye into this.
Yeah. So I am going to quickly move it forward.
For the race.
Now, did you watch the grid walk?
Yes, I did. Because, like I say, I tuned in and they were just starting that piece on the grid
behind the
walk.
scenes.
It was going through a load of classic bits and a
No.
load of.
What was quite interesting about Spa's grid walk is it wasn't really talking to celebs.
No, I wonder if they've had words about that.
I don't know. It was a very different kind of.
As daft as it sounds, maybe Spa's just one that Silverstone gets a lot of big celebs because of what it is. Maybe Spa's one that just doesn't get the same.
Or was it the fact that there was a certain sporting event that was going on that was perhaps keeping people away from the celebs away from
I mean, the World Cup final, by any chance?
Yeah.
Possibly, yeah. There's a number, but then again, like I said, there was a few for Silverstone, and the World Cup was sort of started by then.
Didn't want to say it, but I can see there being a little bit of tension now when it comes to Carla Pinto.
Right.
Well, I don't know if you saw, did you see after what happened after the football match? What the Argentinian players did?
Oh, the Falklands thing.
No, after the final.
Oh, when they turned the backs on. I didn't watch the final. I will say I didn't watch the final. I've heard about it. Turned the backs on the Spanish players, didn't they, or something?
Yeah, apart from that, there was a little bit of fisticuffs.
I'd have no hesitation taking the fucking second place off them for shit like that.
There was...
And I'm not just saying that because I'm English and we'd get second as a result.
No, there was...
Because we fucking walloped France.
There was... Too right, we did.
Why couldn't we have done that to fucking Argentina?
Yeah, I know.
Sorry, I'm not football. This is not the football. It's not what we're to talk about.
There was a little bit of fisticuffs between that and, obviously.
I know, like, I'd seen pictures from, like, before where, like, Sainz was obviously in a Spanish shirt and Colapinto was in a Brazilian.
He was in the
Argentinian. Yeah, I think Barletto had the Brazilian on. I'd seen all that build-up, which you can expect these guys,
But it makes me wonder, is there going to be, I know there's not going to be any bad blood between the drivers, but fans, you know what I mean?
People who have a platform to fans, we hope, please don't.
Yeah.
It's not good. It's not big. It's not clever. He's in no way affiliated with the team other than coming from that country.
Yeah, but that's what I
Don't
mean.
give him shit based on that, please. We're
That's what
better
I
than
mean.
that.
You kind of wonder, is he going to get a bit of?
I would hope
is there
not.
going to be a bit of thing between the Argentine fans and like people who support science and shit like that, just because of
Well,
what
the thing
happened?
is, we don't have an Argentinian Grand Prix at least at the moment.
Thank fuck.
I mean, as a Spaniard, going to Brazil could be interesting, but Brazil's always been a bit of a dangerous place anyway.
Yeah,
Because that's
but-
like your nearest, I'm thinking, isn't it?
yeah, but
Channeling my little GeoGuessr knowledge.
you know what I mean. It's just because of what happened in the event.
I would hope not.
the
And
World
like I say,
Cup.
I'm imploring F1 fans who listen to this,
Don't bring it into this. Don't bring it into the racing sport because it's not connected to it. Just because your
You know,
country got
football
your ass
might be a
beat.
sport of freaking hooligans and shit. Let's prove that we're a bit better than that.
Yeah. So, why did wow? All right, okay. So, Alonso and Hadjar. I guess Alonso got the 30th place grid penalty.
Alonso got so many penalties that he managed to outdo Hadjas.
Because I'm guessing Hadjar got the 20 place.
Yeah.
And Alonso got the 30 place.
So that's why Alonso is still
Jesus.
last. It's only taken him back to his McLaren days.
So theirs was the power unit element. Stroll, Sainz and Norris was 10 place because of power unit elements.
I know it was electronics for Norris, wasn't it?
Yeah. See, right, F1, whoever's writing this fucking notes at the bottom of these pages, just say what it's for properly. I know you say use of multiple additional power unit elements, but then you've just said for the use of additional power unit elements for Sainz, Stroll, and Norris. It's like, what the make it make sense.
Yeah, it's not always the clearest, is it?
Because unless you actually listen to the, you tune into the broadcast or whatever, how the hell are you going to know what they've used? Just make it clearer. Come on. It's not fucking hard. Now, I know we've waffled on a bit about different things
All
here.
sorts.
But so we've got the start. Lights go out.
And away we go.
And
now, we always knew it was going to be fun and games because it's basically
sparse.
turn one's here kind of irrelevant. It's turns 3, 4, and 5 because you got that massive long drag. Did you see the bit at the start of the grid walk where mine actually showed you from turn 1? Turn 3 is actually behind the grid.
Yeah, it's all the way up the hill.
That's how far the drag is.
Yeah, it was the other way around, and you could see that where the big wheel was, or whatever it was. Yeah, where the wheel was actually turn 3, or whatever it was.
Yeah, big Ferris wheel.
Yeah. It's Spa's layout's a bit mad.
It's a wonderful circuit. That's why it's such a good circuit.
Oh, I'd love to drive it in real life. I really would. Just one,
yeah.
I'd love to just, I don't know, take a Mercedes round. I'm like, an AMG or something like that and just fucking rag it round there. That'd be brilliant.
Well, do you reckon the 2008 would be any good?
I wouldn't take my own car. I'd want a proper fucking racing car to do it in.
Hey, any car's a racing car if you're brave enough.
I know mine's got sport mode, but fucking hell.
Heck, I'd do it in a frigging van if I had a chance.
Yeah, well,
I would, seriously.
Not saying nothing at this point.
But yeah, so we had the usual. I think Max got the lead out of turn 1 and then was about 4th by turn 3.
Yeah, he got mugged.
Was it mugged, or was he just? Or was it
He'd
almost
used
a little
all
bit
he'd
of a?
used his deployment.
That was it. Was it almost a bit of an incorrect use of deployment by
Yeah.
burning it all before?
And then George got away well, then did kind of get mugged a bit.
Yeah.
And then we come to the incident at I should know the corner names, and I don't.
Don't know. It's turn 3, 4. I'm afraid the names I have to look up.
I don't think it's like. Is it Lacombe or is it Lissos? No, Lissos is. I think Lissos is turn 1. Or Rouge, I think, is technically turn 2, and then turn.
Oh, Rouge
3.
and Radion are turn 2 in the hill, aren't they?
Yeah, and then I think it's Lacombe. I think. I don't know. I should know, but I don't at this moment in time. But turn 3 anyway, so there was a bit of a.
Bit of an altercation. Now, this is where we're going to have something quite rare here. That I'm actually going to sit here now and defend Hamilton. Trust me, it feels as weird to me as it does to you people.
It does to me listening
Because,
to it. Carry on.
well, Hamilton got a snap of oversteer, which unfortunately took him into the side of Russell and speared Russell off into a gravel trap.
Yes.
Hamilton later receives a 5-second penalty for this. Now, to me, it goes down to my old adage of it's start of the race, they're close together. It was a racing incident, in my opinion. You know, it's one of those that, yeah, Hamilton was probably in the wrong, but we want cars racing. I always say we have to be willing to let them race. I think even Russell himself sort of said he didn't think it was worth a penalty.
Russell said during the media thing that he thought it was just a racing incident.
Yeah.
Now, others, if you actually heard the uncut version of Russell's radio, Jesus.
Yeah, but that was more aimed at the incident.
Oh yeah, I know.
Anger was actually aimed at the car.
Yeah, I know. And it was like, holy crap. You know, it's. Do you know, as weird as this sounds, do you know what? Do you know what? I want to know how 2 of the F1 drivers got away with this. Right? Because under the sporting regulations, B157.
Fuck, he knows numbers, people.
No, it says animals, except those which may have been expressively authorised by the FIA for use by security services, are forbidden on the track, in the pit lane, in the paddock, or in any spectator area. How the fuck does Leclerc and Hamilton get away with, like, Roscoe and
Roscoe's died, hasn't he?
yeah, Roscoe has, but how did he get away with having Roscoe there, and how does Leclerc get away with having Leo there?
Because they are Hamilton and Leclerc.
Yeah, but this is what I don't understand, because
and in that rule you just read out is always going to have the proviso of being at the discretion of the FIA.
well, unless it's been authorised.
Well, these must have been authorised.
That's what I mean. I was trying to find the one that Crofty read out. That's what I was looking at here while you were yammering on a bit here. I was trying to find the
yammer
one.
around when?
Now, yeah, okay, Russell's penalty should have possibly been a racing incident, but the stewards took it as a different direction, didn't they? Because they classed it as the driver lost control.
Yeah.
But you,
which, like, I'm not disagreeing with that.
And it was clear. Well, you said, and it was clearly shown that he had a snap of oversteer. So why did he get the 5-second penalty then?
I mean, technically, a snap of oversteer is losing control. I am not disagreeing. I am actually
No,
not
I
disagreeing
know.
with the FIA's verdict here. I disagree with the way I see it. The way I feel is everything they've said is correct. I will say that. Not for me to say that about the FIA, but I will say that.
Mm.
However, I would always have this. What's the word I'm looking for? Proviso, this filter that during the opening lap, when you've got 22 cars at this point, all within the same, usually couple of 100 meters of tarmac, you cannot always apply all the rules as strictly. Because all you're going to do if you do that is make them afraid to actually race.
Well, yeah.
We want them having a go. We want them to sling a chance into a corner and see what happens. A calculated one, but we want them to have a go. So to me, for that to happen, for the first lap, there needs to be a bit more give and take.
Oh, yeah.
In my opinion. Like I said, I am not disagreeing with their judgment. I'm not saying they're wrong. But we know the FIA has the ability. The rule book is there to be interpreted. The rule book is not there as a this is the be all and end all.
We know that. I'm just.
And if I was race steward, I would literally have during the first lap, unless somebody has blatantly driven into the side of another car, I'd be more willing to let things slide.
Yeah, but there wouldn't be just you in the room, though, would there? You'd have to
I'm not saying-
you'd have to plead your case to the other two wankers that are sat with you.
Are you classing me as a wanker, or are you just classing me with the other two? I want to know where I stand on that one.
No, but you know what I mean.
When you say the other two, am I the third one? Or...
You know what I mean. It's
No, yeah, like I say,
you'd have to plead your case to why, and you'd have to do it pretty fucking quickly.
That's the other thing. We've got to remember the FIA. This isn't like football. We can't stop the race while we have a chat about it.
Mm.
So the FIA quite often have to think fast. And this is why I think sometimes we get decisions that we then sit here afterwards and say, well, why the fuck did they think that?
Yeah.
Because we've had the beauty of 36 hours since the race finished.
Yeah. To certain.
And often more information.
Yeah. It just seems.
It's why we get the decisions after the race that we both hate so much.
Yet a fucking again. But, yeah.
So, there's never going to be a perfect answer to this.
No.
I'm just saying, from my point of view,
I mean,
let it go as a racing incident.
I would, I'd be inclined to agree that it was just a racing incident. Because, yeah, okay, he had an oversteer moment, but where was he going to go? Where could he go?
But he had a load of other cars around
Exactly.
him, so you got the aero doing funny things because there's other vehicles around.
Yeah, but that's what I mean. Exactly. He couldn't go anywhere even to avoid him. He couldn't go to the inside a little bit more because there was another car there.
Yeah. There was a snap of oversteer. He had to counter it. If he didn't counter it, he's facing the other way.
Yeah, pretty much.
And from where he was on the field to face the other way would have been absolute, as Alan would say.
Carnage!
But it seems... It seemed weird how it just spat George the way it did, though.
Caught the car unweighted and just spun it round.
Mm.
I mean, we're kind of lucky in a way that more cars weren't caught up in it.
Well, no, pretty much.
That's one of them ones that could very easily take out 3 or 4 in the middle of a pack like that.
Yeah. And then moving forward, we had Perez. He's not having a good time at the moment.
The Cadillacs in general are struggling, aren't they? Let's be honest. But
Why was he suspension? I think he broke his suspension.
which is not the first time the Cadillac's done that. You remember Canada?
Yes.
It was Canada where it just sort of collapsed all on its own. He didn't hit anything. He just suddenly decided,
I've had enough.
I'm not going to suspend anymore.
Yeah. No. And then we had Stroll. Why did Stroll retire?
I don't think he did. I think he's just not finished the race yet. He's still going round.
Did he? 25. Was his hydraulic or something?
I think it was one. Yeah, I think they had a hydraulic issue. I seem to remember that. So I also want to mention, I said to you before about I didn't say this at the time, that was the freaking battle between the two racing bulls.
Yeah.
I think was it Lindblad came out the pits alongside Lawson and right up through Radion side by side, which is brave.
Pretty much.
People have had very spectacular accidents trying tricks like that in the past.
Yeah, I thought that was going to happen to Oscar Piastri and all.
Yeah.
And it's just like, it's just, it's crazy.
It kind of weirdly was and it wasn't. Like I say, it was a race, there was little bits, but in general, it wasn't the best Brazil we've ever had.
Spa.
I got Brazil in the brain from a comment earlier, haven't I?
Yep.
Okay.
Suspected gearbox issue. So, yeah. But it's just, it wasn't, to be honest, guys, it wasn't actually wasn't a good Spa.
That's what I tried to say, and I fucked it up.
It really wasn't. I mean, okay, there was some good battles, which eventually if you saw them, yeah. Because TV direction, it's a bit weird. They even tried chucking the drone camera in again at one point.
Now, that worked really well at Austria. I say that at Austria was doing a fantastic job.
Didn't work well at Spa, because they only ever used it once and never used it again. But, I mean, we can't... I want your views. I know I'm skipping well ahead, but I want your views on the Leclerc and Piastri incident.
I agree with you. If Hamilton got a penalty for the Russell one, how did Leclerc avoid one?
Yeah.
Because to me, there was a more blatant error on Leclerc's part.
He squeezed him well and truly.
But there was a few drivers trying that, though. There was a few times where it's like, I think as Martin says it, the rules say you have to leave a car's width. Technically, it should be a car's width plus a bit.
Yeah.
Because if you just leave a car's width, you're still having an accident.
Well, it happened to take, which was weird, because it happened to take away some of Oscar's floor.
Yeah, it broke something off, didn't it? We thought it was a front wing end plate at first, but I don't think it was.
No, it was the floor. Bit of the floor.
Because didn't that bit of floor actually hit one of the drivers behind? Or hit the car at very least?
Now, I saw a video and I don't know where it was from. But it was
I think I saw the same one.
Pulling a bit out of his car near the suspension. Literally, Perez gets his hand out, puts his hand out while he's travelling at speed and chucks this bit away, whatever the hell it was. I mean, we had a safety car. Yeah, we had to because of the Russell bit.
Yeah, and we had a couple of random VSCs that bounced up and down.
Yeah. I wonder if Oscar's floor was shedding a little bit of bits that they were having to pick up.
Possibly.
I mean, okay, Lando, from where he started, finished in the points.
Yeah.
Kind of expected that, though, if he'd
I mean,
taken...
Hadjar finished in the points.
That's what I mean. He managed to... Lando was... I was expecting Lando to catch Hadjar, but just couldn't...
Hadjar also, they tried, and unfortunately it didn't work. It was just to pit him on the end of lap 1.
Yeah.
Obviously, see if they could get the pit stop out of the way and then just do the entire race distance on.
Can't really fault Hamilton's driving, apart from when the team decided to release him and nearly squish a pit crew, but...
Yeah, which they've received a fine for, which is probably right.
Yeah,
because that one's not really
Hamilton's
something
fault.
the driver needs blaming for. The driver's seen a green light and gone.
Yeah.
But was it not something to do with the mechanic got told late that he was supposed to be making a front wing adjustment or something, from what I've heard?
Yeah, he was. He was supposed to... What they like to do is when they swap compound...
Adjust the front wing slightly.
They like to give a couple of bits on the front wing to compensate for that
because they said
probably change.
Probably as a result of that, the front wing probably wasn't actually where it was supposed to be.
No.
Because obviously he didn't get a chance to do because he was too busy falling over the wheel.
I mean, yeah, like I say, apart from... I mean, okay, fair play to Charles for... he was leading for quite a while, and then... Kimi came along to ruin your day. It's weird because I was thinking, I'm thinking at one point, I'm thinking, fucking hell. Okay, Charles is going to get this, but it's fine. Kimi's getting a point. But no, and then you just, all of a sudden, Kimi just... Bono needs to come up with something for Kimi. Hamilton needs to have hammer time. Kimi needs something. Because Kimi, when he's told, he can just switch it on. And as you saw, it caught Leclerc.
Yeah.
It's like... Yeah, Bono needs to come up with something. I mean, they left that Red Bull. I mean, okay, fair play to Max to keep it where he did.
Oh, yeah. I think at the moment, Red Bull have got to look at where they are based on the car. I actually think mainly due to Max. I think they're outperforming their actual level.
Yeah.
If you get what I mean. I think the car is... I think if it was a straight fight, I don't think that car would be as high up as it is.
No, the car's a little bit behind. But, yeah, like I say, fair play to Oscar for... He was having a good battle with... He had a good battle with Hamilton at one point.
Say Piastri was probably there. Hadjar was probably my driver of the day.
Who did get driver of the day?
I couldn't tell you. But to come from the back the way he did.
Oh, yeah. It's not the Perez, come from the back and win.
Yeah. Hey, it's not,
Oh, no. Leclerc. If you just go to f1.com/vote, it tells you who got driver of the day. So it was Leclerc. Which I kind of saw why at one point.
Yeah, probably not unjust, but at the same time.
But I voted for Antonelli because it's on the performance that Antonelli did.
Like I say, I think mine went to Hadjar.
Yeah, I can see why. To be honest, can see why.
Putting a solid showing, putting exactly what Red Bull need from the second driver.
To be fair, he's not having a bad season.
I
He's
think
not.
I think the combination of the car helps combined with it's been said for a while that he is probably the closest to Max in terms of driving style.
Yeah, pretty much.
That's helping a lot 'cause at least it means he's got the car's already sort of in the zone that he doesn't mind.
Yeah, I mean, okay, yeah, his qualifying performance this weekend, but
His qualifying
they
performance
knew,
wasn't bad. They doctored him to help Max, knowing
yeah,
that he'd be at the back anyway. He
but
never set a time. He got to Q3. He got to Q3, given that, and he never actually set a time in Q3, so you don't know where his.
yeah, but that's the thing. Right, go back to Silverstone, Max DNF'd, yeah.
Hmm.
Hadjar, the only surviving Red Bull, put it in 5th.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
That's,
and then,
that's what Red Bull need.
I mean, okay, he didn't classify for Australia. China, he was 8th. Japan, Hadjar, where are you? Hadjar. Why can't I find Hadjar on this list for Japan? 12th.
Let's say he should be in there somewhere.
Miami. He didn't finish. Canada. 5th.
He's doing better than most of the ones that have come before him in recent time.
Monaco. 4th. He was so freaking close to getting on that podium.
Yeah.
Barcelona. 6th. Austria. 6th. Obviously, Britain. 5th. And then Spa. 6th. So he's pretty consistent.
Yeah. And he's consistent in the points.
Yeah, exactly. So he's, like I say, he's not having a bad season. He's not.
No. Certainly not.
I mean, okay, we don't know how Lawson would have fared if he'd have got the chance in the Red Bull, but
I kind of think it's been a lot higher, and I'm a bigger supporter of Lawson than you are. I think that's been obvious. But I can't see he can't have done a huge amount better.
No.
I don't think.
No. But to have John nearly have that podium in Britain, that would have been beautiful.
Oh, he'll come. There's a race winning him, I'm sure of it. It's going to take a bit of weird luck, one of those oddball races.
A bit like Kevin Magnussen putting it on pole, but yeah.
I was going to say a bit like Gasly winning Monza the other year.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's going to take one of those. But there's a win in him.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, pretty much. Is there anything else you want to add?
Not really, no. We can move on to the bit that I'm sure you're not looking forward to, but I'm pretty confident I am.
I'm probably not. No, you're right. And it's annoying when your button doesn't want to work.
When your button doesn't button.
No, I forgot I hadn't set it back to the display capture. I hadn't set back for some reason. Well, I'm not as bad as Alan, so I'll so I'll take that one.
So this league is the Fantasy League. We have our own league, DJK Fun Podcast. There'll be links to it down below. Feel free to join. Give us some more competition. Let's see who's out there, how we're doing. There's no prizes or anything. There's just for
fun.
Bragging rights.
That if you can beat a presenter, as we call it.
Well, so far, I think that's pretty consistently being managed overall, but...
Yeah, but...
Yeah, out of 5 people in it, the presenters are 3rd, 4th and 5th, so...
Yeah, but I still say there's a little bit of weirdness going on how that's been come about, but we'll see.
As of Belgium, so in last place, Alan, sorry mate,
On 98.
98 points, 2 times on Russell, which doubled his negative. But then again, even taking that into account, not a great, considering you got Ferrari, there's just not great scoring there.
No.
You were next with a considerable jump of nearly 30 points. Once again, Russell hurt you, but luckily not 2 times.
Not because I had it on Antonelli.
Yeah.
Now, yeah, I mean, okay, Gasly, Behrman, and Bortoletto didn't score me high.
But they scored.
Yeah, but it's weird because look at Liam Lawson for Allen.
Mm.
And Lindblad. You know, Russell was the only one that hurt me.
Mm. But then again, next lineup, we've got Sai, who has no negatives.
He's on 185 points.
But no negatives.
Yeah. And then
Daniel next.
in second, Daniel.
No negatives.
207 points.
And then right at the top, he's me.
David's at the top with 213. So you weren't that.
I wasn't that far ahead. I did have a negative. I lost points on Cadillac.
That would be because of Perez, probably.
But, I mean, the rest of mine was just... The thing is, it's not trouble because to me it's how it should be. The way it works, I think, to have very good, you've got to take some very bad. You know, the money isn't there for you just to top 2, which is how it should be.
I mean, I'm still fucking surprised. Like I said, I'm surprised I've got both the Merc drivers.
Yeah, you've played a clever one there, but you probably... But is that why you got... But look at your 2 teams.
Audi and Williams.
That's where your compromise is.
Yeah.
I've got Leclerc, Hadjar, and Antonelli, but I've got Cadillac.
Yeah, but you've also got Ferrari as one of your main manufacturers.
Which is where a lot of my points are coming from right now. But that's what I'm saying. This is what I like about things like this, because there's many different ways to do this.
So then, obviously, overall, I'm in 5th with 1,225. Alan's in 4th with 1,433 points. David is in 3rd with 1,813.
I'm still a little bit no man's land because I've got a good gap on Alan of nearly 400 points.
Yeah.
But I'm also nearly 300 behind Simon in second.
Simon's in 2nd with 2,108, and Daniel is still in 1st with 2,142. But that gap between him and Simon is coming down.
Yeah, but it actually grew here.
Did it?
It grew here by 22 points.
Whose?
Daniel scored 22 points more than Simon here.
Yeah. But the
gap actually has grown.
Not by much, though.
No, not by much. But there's 208 points between you and Alan. There's then nearly 400 from Alan to me. There's then not far off 300 from me. So there's a big gap at the bottom and then those 2 at the top. I mean, it's still early yet. There's still 12 races to play for.
Yeah.
Plus, if these other ones get put back in. I doubt, but
I don't think they will.
The FIA want to, so I'm leaving it there as a proviso just in case.
I mean, we'll see.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's interesting.
Mm-hmm.
So, anything else you want to add before I do timings?
No, I was going to say timings for the Hungarian Grand Prix. It's a nice little run of classic circuits mid-year, isn't it?
Yeah. But this weekend.
This weekend, it's literally this weekend coming, yeah. I think we're back to back, and then we've got like nearly a month's break before
we have
the Dutch Grand Prix.
So, the Hungarian Grand Prix, which is round 11, it's the 24th to the 26th of July. All the times are going to be UK. So, 24th of July is practice 1, 12:30 dinner time till 1:30. Practice 2 is at 4 p.m. till 5. On the 25th, it's practice 3 at 11:30 in the morning till 12:30.
Mm-hmm.
Qualifying is also on the same day at 3 p.m. till 4, and then the race is on the 26th at 2 p.m. So, I don't want to do it, but I'm going to ask you.
Go on.
Predictions for your top 3.
What, quali or race?
Race.
In reverse order. 3rd Russell, 2nd Matt, 2nd George, 3rd Russell, 2nd Verstappen, 1st Antonelli.
Really?
I think Antonelli's on a roll. I think Max will drag that heap higher than he's supposed to be. And I think George will really have the bit between his teeth with something to prove after Belgium, but won't quite be able to topple his teammate or Max.
I'm kind of going to go 3rd Leclerc.
Mm-hmm.
2nd Russell. And 1st Antonelli.
Right.
To
I'm
be
going to make a
honest.
note of these, by the way. Then we have them.
Yeah.
I'm going to literally write these down so I can laugh at you afterwards.
And what happens if you're wrong?
That won't happen.
We'll see. We shall see.
Shall we ask Alan the same when we record in a bit and see what he says as well? It'd be a
Yes.
nice little.
We'll ask
Right.
Alan.
So I said
You
Kimi,
said
Max, George.
Kimi, Max, and Russell. I said Kimi, Russell, and Leclerc.
I'm mixing first names and surnames when I'm writing them down. That's going to confuse the fuck out of me later, so let's not do that.
Yeah, probably not. But while you're doing that,
I've done it.
Can end this one here. So thank you to everybody for listening. Obviously, do go and check out the gaming channel. Link is in the description. Obviously, like we said, Fantasy League link is there as well. Thank you to David for being here.
Been a pleasure as always.
And we shall see you for the next one. So until then,
Later, folks.
goodbye for now.